Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so, just got through having a good shower. My towel is in place. You know what I mean? Even though it does shed a little bit, it ain't nearly like the other one. My workout went well. I did decide to do my workout tonight since I've been on a streak of 2 days in a row. And I tell you, man, when it comes to the squat regimen that I do, even when I was over at Linux, I wasn't doing it every day. I was doing heavy weights though and other types of squats that were much more beneficial to the strength overall, but the reps and all of that to get the cardio going, I wasn't doing it as much as I've been doing it since I came into this room. I would do like 2 and then maybe let 3 days pass and do it again, that kind of thing. But today, I can honestly say I poured a lot into my fitness. This morning, doing a lot more lifts with the little 8-pound weights, which is really new resistance because the other weights I was using in regards to that were 7-pound weights, so I'm feeling it, you know what I mean? But push-ups, I've been continuing that push-up regimen that I told y'all about. Every time I use the restroom, I do push-ups. It's been allowing me, with this what I've been putting on and continuing this process, I found that I'm still getting stronger in that way. My chest is still growing more defined and slowly but surely, even though I haven't had the weights, the 30s that I was doing. So we're just continuing to try to pour into our health, man. And I'm taking pictures of myself, trying to keep up with how I'm looking, and you know what I mean. I'm still maintaining at this point, and hopefully gaining from this week. So you know what I mean. Honestly, what's really happening right now, exactly what's happening right now, is I'm not quite that hungry, but I did make some rice for myself. So figured I'd take a, I'd do my workout, take a shower, and I'd be hungry, and I ain't there yet. So I did a little praying in the shower, and one of the things that came to me was just turn on the camera and just let these people know, say goodnight, I guess, basically. So I'm pretty sure he'll give me something to say. But one thing I'm thinking is just, and this is gonna sound a little strange, but I don't think I've learned my lesson yet. I don't think so. And I was pondering in the shower where I'm at in regards to like forcing myself to go back to work. My mental health is not an excuse that I take lightly, and I know that I need to do better because I've worked before. I just don't want to go back. But it's not even about my limitations and wanting to work and all of that. I don't think I'm quite the unselfish person I want to be. I don't think I'm quite in a space where I've just been ripped and stripped of all of my entitlement. And that's long been in place for so many years in regards to creating an environment for myself that I'm comfortable with, and more or less incorporating others in the unselfishness that I need to in order to, help people or be a better voice in this camera. I think that there's still parts of me that if I were given money, I'd probably revert back to old spiritual ways. And that's not something I say with pride in any way. I just don't think I'm there yet. Not to say that I'm hoping the Lord continues to beat me with these hard times, but it's just to say that there's so much more I feel I need to learn or go through before I'm actually all the way out of that. I know I'm not. And being honest with oneself about that type of stuff is not something I really ever hear on the internet. I don't know of anybody that says, I'm going through hard times, but I still ain't learned my lesson. And granted, I'm doing good things in regards to my spirit and reaching out to people and communicating with people a little better. I sent a text to my sister this morning about an update, just giving her an update of what I'm doing. That's not in my natural mindset, but to do that, as you guys know, as an isolated person and introvert naturally and all of this. But I think I'm getting better, And that same thing that kept me from doing Bible studies when my mom was alive with my family, it's growing. I'm growing in the right direction, but I'm not quite where I know I'm exactly who I want to be, I'm not there. I know I'm not. A lot of what it is that I'm doing is reacting to hard times. Obviously, I'm at the mercy of others to pay my way and things of that nature. Waiting on GR to come save me. But it's like certain opinions, I just want to grow up in regards to certain things. And I was talking to Bronzy and giving her an understanding of how my night was going. Um, and I think I said something along the lines of, I'm a little struggling with certain things, but otherwise I'm very thankful. And she said, it's a wonderful night because you have a roof over your head. It's a wonderful night because you were able to do these things, And it's just how you perceive what it is that you're going through based on more of a respect for what would otherwise be missing if you didn't have these blessings. And, I've been long spoiled, man. As a young child, my mom, provided me all I wanted, kind of coddled my mindset in regards to having to do things I didn't want to do. And granted, a lot of it had to do with my mental health and how strong-minded I was in regards to fighting her about things I didn't want to do. But even so, it's like, regardless of who's to blame, so to speak, I want to work all that out, man. I want to be able to adapt to things that I have yet to learn how to. I want to be able to be unselfish and think unselfishly in ways that others would respect without correcting me. And while I don't know other people's, Brunzi's position as it pertains to what she's hearing from me, I just heard that there was still a level of appreciation I've yet to receive based on what she was saying back to me after saying whatever I said. And I don't even remember what I said, but it had to have prompted in her the idea that I didn't get it yet. And sometimes I speak to her and I wonder if she just wants to hear from me something that's just not there. Maybe she interprets something in me that isn't actually there, but just the same, I know that there's certain aspects of me that needs to get it better in terms of, okay, this is a blessing. Yeah, the bed ain't all that comfortable, but I got a bed. I'm not in a cot outside. Yeah, circumstances can be better, but they're great because they're not so horrible as they possibly could have been. I could have very easily not had nobody send me a dime. And then what? I'm outside, you know what I mean? And then I would more so appreciate this, I guess. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't want to be stripped of everything I have, but I also don't want to be a snob in the presence of any type of success, whether it be a major success or just pulling me out of this and getting my own apartment. I don't want to go back to being that way, and I don't know that I'm not that way right now. I'm just in difficulties, you know what I mean? And so I'm humbled by the understanding that there's a long way to go. I've awakened to the understanding that I respect homelessness more so than I ever have, and I thought I did, you know what I mean? And so the notion that you can gain more of a respect for circumstances gives you the notion that you have yet to gain the understanding that you need to do more, or feel more, or extend more, or just be more thankful and grateful. But in my heart, I feel like I'm as grateful as possible, and I've been praying about it. But just the same, I was doing all kinds of praying before I reached this understanding too. So it's like, I don't want to be hard on myself in any way. And I don't want to take other people's extension toward me in regards to what they're responding as a determining factor for me not being who I need to be yet. This is just simply me looking at that and saying, I don't know. I don't know that I get it yet, even now. I've been afforded an opportunity to be in this apartment for a second term, or this hotel rather, for a second term. And this room has been kind to me. I was able to accomplish things that I needed to accomplish in my workouts, obviously, as I've been mentioning. The fridge is cold. I'm telling you, that's a luxury for me, because I ain't had a fridge in months. Even before I fell into this situation, my fridge had been gone. It broke 6 months ago, and I've been eating not as good as I have on this side of town. So it's like, I feel like certain aspects of this situation are upgrade, especially as it pertains to that. And so it's like, do I get it? If I were to fall, would I gain a new understanding from here? Like if I had to spend time that's outside or in a shelter despite my mindset, or if I did reach a point where I felt as bad as I did on Tuesday for a more extended period of time, would that make me even more better person than I find myself feeling right now? I just don't want to give myself passes in that regard. I don't. And I'm trying to find a balance in regards to what I'm looking at in this particular situation that's been provided to me in regards to my old friend who's going through hard times and going through the battle of trying to determine what is right for me, and just knowing that a part of me doesn't extend myself to him because of that entitlement that I still haven't grown out of. And I think that's what I'm battling with. But just the same, I know who I am, and I know what I'm praying about, and that is enough. The Lord gave me the thumbs up just a minute ago, right when I was getting out the shower praying about this very thing. It's like, he's telling me I'm fine. So I guess I gotta roll with that and not listen to outside sources extend to me what would otherwise, make me question that. And I don't know that was Bronzy's intention at all. But I received it just the same as, I need to get it more. And I guess it's like you can't rush your progress, especially as it pertains to your character when you're doing the best you can. You only know what you know. You only respect what you respect. But just the same, if I look at somebody who has absolutely no respect for what I'm going through, do I not also extend some resentment and blame? It just becomes a situation where you have to look inside yourself and say, I don't know if that's good enough. But the prayer is what it is that ultimately you got to lean into, because the enemy will attack you in every way possible. He will make you think you're not doing well when you are. He'll make you think you're holding yourself accountable when you're really beating yourself up. He'll make you think that you're being unselfish, and will have you quitting on what it is that you're working on, just simply feeling like you're far away from where you want to be. One thing about some of the circumstances I'm going through in life is determining how far away I am from things getting better. AMC, determining how far away we are from the squeeze. This circumstance, and I was feeling walking to Target today and just feeling like this is a long process. It's not getting better quickly. And perceiving what better actually means. Not knowing what comes with the squeeze. Maybe I don't necessarily do well with a bunch of money before learning what it is I need to learn right now, and respect for what it is we're going through here. I'm going through here. Maybe it's that I will go through this. It'll make me a better millionaire if I were to become one. A better content creator. A more relatable son. You know what I mean? To the people out there who are looking at me to shine, you know what I mean? In a way. Not son in terms of mother and son, but like shining person of God, trying to be better in that way. So I look at myself and I just say, where's the balance? Let's look for the Lord to give us that balance. Let's look for the Lord to tell us that we're doing well. Let's look for the Lord to try to teach us lessons. Don't look for the opinions of others to really tell you what you need to know, or your opinion of others when applying what it is that you want to see within your own soul. Don't let that determine your progress or how you're projecting forward, because the Lord is going to teach you. He's going to let you know when you're doing wrong. He's going to let you know when you're not being grateful. He's going to let you know when your spirit ain't right. And when I turn to Him, He's telling me I'm in the light, so to speak. So I'm just sitting here in this mindset trying to be at peace. I know that there are things that otherwise would be done better from within me, but I only know what I know. I realize there's more appreciation to go through. If I would have went through more raw circumstances, I would be a more grateful person. But I only know what I know. And so I try to extend to the Lord the appreciation that I have for my circumstance. And in my complaints, I just ask that He help me be less complaining. Less of a person that's likely to do so. Less of a person that looks at these circumstances as less than ideal and then proceeds to feel even worse about them, when that's not what the intention should be upon myself. I am blessed to be in this circumstance, even though this is not necessarily a blessed circumstance. This is somebody's hell. And I'm not exactly thriving in it. But the Lord has given me what I need to be better within it. And I'm asking myself questions that I never asked before. Like, do I get it? Am I extending myself enough towards people? And that's progress. Am I being as unselfish as I need to be? Am I in a position to give? And should I be? These are things that I just work on and think about. And just like any other thing that you have in your mind that'll have you filling in the blanks about others, you gotta, if you're like me, allow the Lord to let you know what you're doing, right or wrong. And don't try to determine that with other people's energies or other people's opinions, or ultimately your very own. Run it past the throne, so to speak. And so that's what it is, man. I know I'm very talented in regards to a lot of different things. And I want to be able to get all of those things to a place of success in God's time. One of the things that I devised in my mind today, a new dream. And I don't know that it's within even a path that I'm on that such a thing could be possible. But I want my name in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I want my own star. And the reason why I want that is because I'm actually from Hollywood. And I do have a bunch of talents that will allow me to be seen as an entertainer. You know, it's not just about being a star. It's about having my name where I'm from. I represent the city for real. I'm actually from that, as you guys saw in my Hollywood video. It's not a place I came to look for stardom. It's a place I was born in. And have the talent that would otherwise make me a star if I was trained right. You know, if I was given, you know, a bit more direction in regards to centering my talents, I could have been a star. I can be. I got all of the tools. And it was that of what was holding me back in my mind that kept me from taking advantage of that city when I was actually what it ultimately people come to bring to the table to that city. It's like people who have the talent I have come there to display their talent. I just so happened to be born there and didn't want to display my talent based on my mental health. So now I woke up today and I'm like, after walking down Hollywood Boulevard, seeing all these different people, stars, some of the people ain't as talented as me. Some of those people, I do what they do better than them. And I'm saying that from a place of honesty, not cockiness or confidence. It's the truth. And so for me, it's like, this is my city. I walk these streets every day of my life. The earliest memories I had was in Hollywood. The earliest memories of my life, the most difficult times I've ever been through, were in Hollywood. The trauma I experienced, it's on Gower. So it's like, I want BDF to have his own star before I leave this earth. And I don't know that I have a path to that, not necessarily. Most people don't. But that's a new dream. That's a new dream. And it means more to me than just being famous. This is my home. This is where I'm from. So it's a new dream. I want that. And I'm telling everyone I want that. I'm not ready to cheat myself to it. You know what I mean? I don't want, if it turns out it's only politics, you got to pay for that. I don't want to cheat my way to it. I want to earn it. But I also want to do it under the right direction. And I've been throwing stones at a lot of those people. You know what I mean? In regards to what it is my content's about. I talk about the people behind the curtain. I know there's agendas behind a lot of that stuff. A lot of those people who have stars are because they follow those agendas. And they continue to reinforce culture that ain't no good for us. And I speak against that. So that probably gets in the way of my dream. But only in this time, maybe not 20 years from now, maybe not 30 years from now when we change. And I want to be a trailblazer for change. I want to make certain things that are better for us more so common, so that we celebrate people for the right reasons for a change. So yes, I want my name in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Not just because I have talent in the areas that would otherwise put me in a position to maybe earn my way there, but because Hollywood is literally where I'm from. It's literally my home. And I just so happen to have a bunch of talent that would otherwise exploit that and make it so that even if I were from Iowa coming to Hollywood, I could have taken those talents and done something with them. So I happen to be born there. So I don't exalt myself in many things, you know I don't. And I don't, like I said, I don't see a path to that. That looks like I don't have a chance at that. But just the same, if what it is that I do, all of the different things that I do, blow up the right way, then everybody who needs to know me will know of me, and there'll be no reason for them not to honor me in my hometown. But we're far away from that now. I'm in the dumps. And with 9 years in, that looks like a crazy dream. But I've seen my God do crazy things as of late. Which is why I feel like I can dream big now. I've seen him get me out of circumstances, get others out of circumstances that I just didn't look right. Didn't even look like it was possible. Last Tuesday, I was ready to lose my life. Throw it away. Because I didn't want to be here no more because of the circumstances I was in. Because I thought I was going to see certain things pan out the way they didn't. And now that I'm in this room right now, I'm telling you, I'm dreaming bigger. I'm just dreaming bigger, man. And even though I don't feel like those dreams are obtainable necessarily, neither did I see this being obtainable, me being in this room right now. At all. And so the same God that put me in a position to have a space where I'm not sharing with somebody I don't want to share with in regards to my space. I'm not in a shelter. I'm not on the streets. And everything about analytics, so to speak, would have told you that's exactly where this was headed. I'm telling you, I'm asking him to do something bigger in my life. something bigger than anything I could ever see right now. And I don't care if it takes another 40 years, 50 years to earn that. I don't care. I'm telling you what I want. I want my name down there. One of them stars got to have BDF on it. So I'm putting that out in the air, man. And I encourage you guys to dream big too. Don't put limitations on what it is you can do. I heard of a story of a man who was a farmer. I believe he was from Mexico. A Mexican farmer turned into an astronaut. Do you think that he had a path to that when he started dreaming about it? He said he went to school many times, was turned away. He went to school for different things that would put him in a position to be that. And they kept turning him away, kept turning him away, kept turning him away. And then one day they just didn't. One day they just didn't. And that day he became an astronaut, and now he's an astronaut, a real one, an actual astronaut. So I don't want to hear what God can't do. I don't want to hear what people can't do. You know, I don't. They would have looked at him as God knows what. You know what I mean? In this country, a guy like that, it's just another dude that needs to be going back over his country. You know, just to walk the border to keep him out of it. No. That's an astronaut that you're trying to keep out of this country. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where my head goes. That's why I dream big, because I see the inspiration of people who do it from within circumstances that just they don't even look possible. Circumstances that don't even look like, what? How did he do that? His determination, his faith, and ultimately it was his fate. And so that's why I'm looking to dream bigger from here. Even though I'm older, that's part of it. A lot of people make it after being going through their 30s and 40s. I've heard of people. Samuel L. Jackson, he was in his late 30s when things started coming around for him in Hollywood. He was struggling with drugs and being in all kinds of bad situations, living in his car. Now he's done more movies than any other movie star. And his name is in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I want mine there too. For all the different things that I know I can do and more. And for more so, being a trailblazer for what it is that the Lord wants me to be. Whatever that is from here, from within this hotel room, I'm telling you. That's what I want. I don't know that I deserve it. But I also don't know that I can't earn it. So I guess that's what the Lord wanted me to say. He told me to turn on his camera and say good night to you guys. He wanted me to proclaim my new dream. And I don't know who's going to see this. But I want you to know one thing. I don't want my name down there if I don't earn it. I don't want my name down there just because I'm some guy from Hollywood. I think I can genuinely do things that can entertain people and lead people in the right direction from within the things that I do. A direction that can make us anew. That can push us forward in the ways that only the Lord can make me do. So dream big, all of you. Dream big. I don't care what part of the world you come from. I don't care if they tell you you're a low value human being. I don't care if they tell you you're not supposed to survive. You got a drug problem. I don't care. You're the new one that can do it. That's what I'm telling everybody. You're the new one that can do it. For every testimony of any human being that was homeless or circumstances where they are disabled or whatever, maybe in a situation where you don't have nobody encouraging you, everybody around you telling you can't do it, every bit of what you got going on in your day-to-day just doesn't have any path to what it is you're dreaming for. I think that we've seen people do the impossible, and from within your circumstance, you may be able to as well. So how disadvantaged your circumstance look, maybe you're in prison right now, you don't look like you're going to get out for another 30 years. On that 31st year, you may be able to do what it is that someone else can say, yo, he did it, why can't I? So I work on my health right now. That's what I do. That's why I'm working out every night. Because if I'm going to be 39 years old with dreams that may take another 40 years, I got to be able to live to get there. So I got to eat right. I got to stretch. I got to pray. I got to leave my stress outside, and all these different things that are going to extend my life. And if I don't reach my goals, it's fine. If my dream don't come true, it's fine, because that's part of leading you down that path that can help ultimately make it happen. It's not leaving so much of yourself into it that you don't ultimately have enough to finish at the finish line. Trying so hard, wanting it so bad. It's a lot of times people try too hard. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And we gotta allow that to be with God. I'm telling what my dream is, I tell him what I want, and I leave it at that and just keep on working on what I can control. And as opportunities open up, you take the right road. You pray about it so that you know which way to go when the fork comes. The fork in the road is either left or right. If you pray about it, the Lord will lead you down the direction you need to go so that you can get the goal you want. A lot of times people who don't, they go the wrong way, and that's why their dreams don't come true. It's because of doubt. It's because they didn't pray about a certain fork in the road. They didn't know which way to go, but they kind of just chose. They guessed, and maybe they guessed wrong. You ain't got to guess. That's what the prayer's for. So that's what I want to say to everybody, man. Think of prayer first and then move forward. Anything I've ever done, including my workouts, art, all these things came from prayer. All of it. It came from not only praying in the moment, but the prayers that led up to me trusting the voice that ultimately showed me which way to go. And even though I'm in this situation right here, and you may say, well, did that voice tell you to go there? I went against that voice a lot of times, and that's probably why I'm here. That's the point I've come to understand too. I was disobedient. I did things I shouldn't have did. The voice told me one thing, I did something else. I was only obedient for a time. When it was convenient to me, I was obedient, playing with God and all of that. It gave me the wisdom, but it also gave me difficulties. I know better, but it's because I had to go through it. And I'm appreciative of it now. Because from within the circumstance, I'm dreaming bigger. And maybe I wouldn't have if things would have been easier. Maybe I wouldn't have had to lean on the Lord in the way that I do now. And that relationship wouldn't be as strong as to help me through some of these circumstances. To better the energy in this room. It came from a belief in God that gave me the strength to be able to handle certain things that I'm telling you, spiritually, I would not have been able to handle with my natural mind. I would have been tormented in circumstances, trying to get out of certain things that I could have been solutions for. And I'll tell you right now, I've been praying for this room, in this room, every day. Ever since I got in here, I've been asking the Lord to improve the energy more or less of whatever spirits are in there. You guys know I'm different like that. But it doesn't change what it is that I feel is true. I've been welcomed since. Ain't had a moment where I had any static spiritually since that moment. I even had a dream last night that didn't feel all that great. But it wasn't because I was being attacked by anyone in here. I can tell you that. It ain't been nothing but love ever since, man, and I intend to continue to give more than I've taken in regards to this place spiritually. I intend to. And so the Lord is leading the way, man. I tell all of you, I'm looking to gain your respect. Just like I told the energy of this room, whatever it was, I look to gain your respect. I say the same to all the people that follow me. I look to gain it. That's why I'm questioning whether or not I get it, so to speak. Because I want to. If I don't. So, that's what it is, man. I'm thankful at this point. I'm grateful. I'm comfortable in the presence of what would be otherwise uncomfortable. And it's because of the Holy Spirit. It's because of the God that I serve. I am not that God. Not in my natural mind. A lot of people teach you're a God. No, I'm not. No. This is an outside source that I'm turning to for my strength. Not anything inside of me. That Holy Spirit is in me because I asked it to be. Because I've dedicated a certain level of intensity toward it. And that's what the Lord has afforded me, and Holy Spirit that can be within. That is not to be confused with every decision you make is good, and everything you decide to do is blessed just because you are you and that's it. No, that's a fallacy. That's not true. And a lot of people are teaching each other that, but that ain't what I'm finding in my life that works. It doesn't. So I'm just letting everybody know what I know. Not what it is I'm wondering about. Not in that case. I am not God. I can't heal myself for anything. I can't lead myself to the right stuff if I don't have him close. There's not enough information in the world that can help me fend off what is otherwise not right for me. There's too much chaos. There's too many cultures in place. There's too many powers in place. People having all kinds of money, doing all types of stuff with that money that inflects the poor. It's too much for me to ignore, to think that I'm God. So I want people to understand that. I need that outside energy from something that's greater than myself to help me dream big, to help me check myself, to help me be more grateful, to not quit on life, all these things. And because I believe I have a relationship with that entity is why I have the energy to survive this life. So that's what I want to say, man. It's important to me. I am not afraid to tell y'all I love God and I serve Him. And that don't make me the greatest energy. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to do evil things in life. I hope not to from here. But that's not the point. I've done some things in the past knowing my God. As I already said, making mistakes, not being obedient. That's, having that relationship doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to work on it. You got to work on it. You got to look to apply that faith tomorrow. Applying it today and not applying it again, it's like brushing your teeth once and never brushing it again. Showering once and never showering again. Nah, that's not how that works. You got to keep at it. Working out once and thinking you're going to get your little six-pack. Nah. You better get back to it. And so for everything I've ever accomplished, it came from God. Everything I ever dreamed of and did, it came from God. Everything I ever appreciated is because I was asking Him to help me do it. Or do it for me. Or carry me through these circumstances so I could get it done again. And that's the truth, man. So, God is efficient, Analytics will tell us that this is what it is, and we got the odds of this happening, and then if you do this, that'll happen. And so the world acts like it has control over everything just because it can do math. But science is changing every day. We're learning something new every day in science. What you thought you knew ain't what it is. You thought the world was flat. Is it that? Many think it is, and that's the point. Even if you think you got proof, there's going to be people who try to dispute it just out the strength of the enemy himself. Tell you something that you see ain't there. Tell you something that you have already been proven in regards to just ain't right. That ain't what it is. The nature of evil will always provide a doubt for you. In your dreams, a doubt for you, and whatever it is that the Lord wants to prove to you. So don't look for everything to be 100 proof. It's always going to be somebody that tells you something ain't what it is just because that's the nature of what it is that we're dealing with. It's called the enemy. And it needs to be ignored. So anyway, that's where I'm at, man. I'm from Hollywood, California, man. I love the fact that I come from that city, even though I didn't take advantage of everything that it was to take advantage of thus far. I didn't spend my whole life in Hollywood. But when I went back home this past week, I discovered a new dream, man. And all them names I saw down there, I need to be amongst them. I want mine down there. I want you to take a picture of mine too. I really do. That's my hometown. It's the most comfortable place for me. All of my memories are there. Everything I've ever wanted came from an understanding that place was where I was thinking of those things at. My mom walked those streets carrying laundry and me, going back and forth, working to put a roof over my head. She did all of the things that she did in regards to blessing me with life in Hollywood. And that's why it means a whole lot to me that I end up earning that star someday. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.